Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 3 p.m. here in Chicago. That means it's time for another live stream. Today is Thursday, April 8th, 2021. Because it is a Thursday, it is happy hour today. Everybody, hope you're enjoying today and joining in and enjoying. I combine those two words. Joining in and enjoying your recovery beverage of choice. Today, I'm going to be trying out something that's been in my class for a little while. You guys saw this a little while ago when I was trying, I think I let you guys pick the last one. You guys picked that Huma. It was like the electrolyte drink. This time I'm having the other one. It's the Science and Sports Rego, which I think is a really great name for it. So you can go again, Rego. I just like the way that it's Science and Sport is a UK-based company, and I love the way that the British use the word go. Like in the United States, we'll say like you do it all at once or like in one sitting. And in the UK, it's more like all in one go. So Rego, I just like the Rego. I like that a lot. I forgot that this was chocolate, and I was excited all afternoon for something with a little bit of like fruity or like citrusy flavor to it. So now I'm like, another protein shake, like another chocolate shake. Not as excited about that. We'll get to that in a second. First, let's say hi to everyone listening in on the podcast audio only version. Hope you guys are having a good day today. And everyone watching this on YouTube later, but not live, welcome. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this as well. And hopefully you guys are enjoying a nice recovery beverage after a run today as well. All right, let's see who's here. Philbourne coming in hot with a 5K time trial and a new PB. Let's get the cowbell out for that one. Did a 5K TT in the next percent 2 today, an 18:42. And whoa, look at this. Smashing the previous PB of 2017. Whoa, that's like a minute 35. That's insane. That is insane. Good job, Philip. That's crazy. All right. CJ says, yo, what's going on? Catch all on the podcast. But why did it take so long for the all black background? It would look great with a black non-elite banner. I've had that thing for a while. We got it basically when the pandemic started, and I had to start doing the class that I used to teach. I've retired from teaching as well. But that class that I used to teach, I had to do like my lectures and stuff like that. So I didn't want to do it like from my bedroom. And so we bought like this giant black background. And it's one of those things. It's like a pop-up tent. It like springs open, and then you have to like fight it to get it back down and put it into like this little case. But and my wife uses it from time to time too. But I just feel like it's a lot. It's a lot of black, and like with black hair, black, facial hair, black glasses. I usually wear a black t-shirt. It just got to be a lot. And so I didn't want to use it, but I decided I wanted to go to filming in the bedroom after dinner, because I normally do it over there on that side of the room, like at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. But I found that what ended up happening was it was slowing down the production schedule. And so like it made it a lot harder for me to get videos out kind of like when I want to. So if I can film it and have all the filming like in the can, the run from the morning, the talking portion filmed at night, and the following morning I just hammer it down and edit. And I enjoy doing that. It's a lot easier for me to get up to be like, oh, all I got to do is edit, rather than like I got to edit, I got to film some talking, and then I got to edit some more. So like I don't love that background. I prefer having like the visual kind of like cacophony of like, this is my house. I'm a dude who runs a lot. That's kind of like the channel premise. And so like it looking like, a kid's art studio in here. And I like that. Or like having like the mess of our house in the background. I like that. But, for now, I think the black background's going to have to do. But I think I finally figured out the lighting on it. The secret was just use the regular cheap lamp. I use a cheap lamp when I'm filming over there. Now we have the same cheap lamp in the bedroom, like one of those tall lamps. Like you get it for like 30 or 40 bucks at like Linens and Things or Bed Bath & Beyond. Linens and Things doesn't exist anymore. Bed Bath & Beyond or like Home Depot. It's one of those. And I have another couple of fill lights. But I like overall, I like how it's turning out. But it's a little bit like too clean for me. That's all. All right. Cool. Philip says about his 5K time trial. Looked at the cadence and stride length stats for the time trial. With increasing fatigue, cadence dropped and the stride length increased. Ooh, yeah. I mean, it looks like there's a lot you could squeak out of that too, though. If you're like, that could be a fatigue. That could be like a physical, fatigue issue. It could be a mental discipline issue too. So like, honing in and knowing that you do that, if you can remember that that's what's going to happen, then you can kind of be mindful of it. So very, very cool. Very cool. All right. I got to jump down. I'm way behind on all these comments. We got lots of people here. Kiefer's in here. David Prabhu's here. Seek Your Elite is here as well. Awesome. Jeff Elliott. He's just got a big water today because he's going to go do a double shortly. Whoa, going to do a double? Or you're running your second for the day? Oof. Not really angry. He's got water in a La Preferita bottle. Nice. I like that. Greg Itahara is here. Says, bro, Fousey time. Cheers. Awesome. My mom's here coming in from New Jersey. How you doing, Mom? I was listening to an interview with the governor of New Jersey, and he was just talking about some of the struggles that they were having with coronavirus because New Jersey is just such a densely populated state. And it made me think I'm very glad that both my parents are already vaccinated. So I was thinking about you guys over there. Recycling Wednesday says, hi, everyone. Awesome. Mark Chancogo's here, says, happy Thursday, folks. And Ted and Ruth says, evening. All right, let's get to the science and sport. I do have a pocket knife around here somewhere. All right. Let's get this thing opened up. Because always, they never make it easy to open these things. It drives me crazy. I wish they had the things that they have like on when you open up a tub of like blue cheese or like ketchup. You know, they make it easier to pull off. These are always so hard. And then it drives me insane when this happens. Oh, you know, I want it to like get like cleanly come off, and then you've got like this little nub of like this. I don't like that. All right, so we've got it in here. It's filled to the brim. It's, you know, for people that like the visual of having like the full canister. It's a full canister. I do like the canister is small. You know, that last one that I had, Transparent Labs one, it was giant. Just like a giant tub. And this scoop is like really hard. I don't like this game when you have to like dig the scoop out. It's like an archaeological dig. All right, so here's the weird thing about this stuff. You need a lot of this powder. This entire tub is only 10 servings. It just seems like it should be more servings than that, but I mean, whatever. I don't remember what the price is on it, so I don't know if it's expensive or not, but it just seems like I'm going to be dumping a lot of powder in here. So the way that you do it is 3 full scoops for 500 mils. 500 mils is about 2 cups. And this 2 cups is like all the way to the top of this thing. So I think I'm going to do the math right if I do 2 scoops into this much liquid. And I feel like that's just going to like fit a little bit better in here for me to try and get this stuff. So far though, it smells nice. It smells chocolatey. It smells like when you open up like chocolate, like the Hershey's like powdered chocolate. If you were going to make chocolate milk that way. Do people still use that stuff, or has everyone moved on to the syrup by now? We use syrup in our house. Now I can't get this back in. I have to like redig to get this scoop back in because it's still gonna stick out. I'll figure that out later. All right. Someone, not really Hank Aaron, was asking if it's low carb. It's sugar and proteins and electrolytes. So the idea is they strongly recommend that you have one of these within 30 minutes because it does have, let's see, so a blend of protein, carbohydrate, electrolytes, and minerals is what it's saying. I thought, if I remember correctly, that these were branched chain amino acids, but let me see. No, I think it's just soy protein is what they have here. And so the proteins are 20 grams of proteins. And then like the other profile, and 23 grams of sugar. So it's like about a little bit more than you would get like in a gel if you're having that. And then lots of other stuff that I also tend to really like to have after a workout. So it's got like an electrolyte blend of sodium chloride, potassium chloride, calcium lactate, and magnesium. I'm not really sure what the calcium lactate does. I mean, sounds good to me, but usually I'm looking for sodium, potassium, magnesium just to like replenish those electrolytes. And then it also has like zinc in here. It's got iodine, iron, calcium. That's the calcium lactate. B12, B6, niacin, riboflavin, vitamin E, vitamin C, thiamine. So it's just got like, it's like a multivitamin almost, but not like, multivitamin of the stuff that like you would think of when you're trying to like replenish from a rehydrated state. So I think that's all good. So dissolved fairly well. Let's see how it tastes. I'm trying to keep up with some of the comments that you got here. Ian Gorley says, I prefer the strawberry Rego rather than the chocolate. See, yeah, I just felt like a protein drink that tastes like strawberry. I'm not sure I was going to love that. So I think that's why I went with the chocolate. But now I'm kind of wishing I went with the strawberry. I'm going to take a pause on this. There's like a floater in here. So I don't think I dissolved it quite well enough. There was going to be like you ever get those like nuggets of powder? It always kind of makes me gag a little bit whenever I catch one of those by surprise. It's still in there. I'm just going to have to live with it, I think. Yeah, I can't get around it. The flavor is good, but in my mind, I keep thinking this is going to be raspberry because of the color of the. For whatever reason, this color to me and my color blindness looks a little bit like a raspberry flavor. I'm just going to keep shaking this for a while. But yeah, taste is nice. The consistency is nice. So far, I like it. So we'll see how it goes. I'm almost done with that Transparent Labs protein drink. I'm not a huge fan of it because it's basically like just protein. And so I find like afterwards, my body still craves like something a little bit salty and maybe even a little sugar. So I usually have some of the Huma recovery drink afterwards as well. So, but I'm almost done with it. All right. Let's see. Yeah, JC says it's an insoluble powder nugget. That's what I got. It's like pancake batter. There's a little pieces of it. Jeff Elliott says there's a grapefruit. And there's a cucumber. I'll be great. What? Let's see. Blas Grabnar says the nuggets are the worst. You should watch Mint Mobile chunky milk ad. Oh, that sounds disgusting. Orrin McGowan says, is it normal to be more sore after long runs than hard workouts? I would say that probably, Orrin, because you're younger. I'm guessing that you probably have more experience with workouts than you do with long runs. Just as like a hunch from like a lifetime miles perspective. So I'm guessing your body's probably more adapted to your hard workouts than your long runs. So that could be part of it. The other could just be like a different set of muscles that you're using for your long runs. And so like, again, just depending on where your level of fitness is, I think you're a lot faster than I am, and you're probably doing more hard workouts. So like for me, I feel it after the hard workouts. After the long runs, I feel sore, but like I don't feel sore like in my legs so much. I mean, my legs will feel the fatigue in them, but I feel it in my chest. I feel it like breathing wise. If there was a long run or there's a long like threshold session, I just feel like I've been swimming all day. So like sometimes I get that. Yeah. Oh, okay. Jeff Elliott says there's about spindrift. All right. Because I was like, I don't think that Rego has a cucumber flavor. All right, makes sense. Let's go up to that. I think who was that? Was it Shannon? Shannon was talking about spindrift, right? She discovers spindrift, hates sparkling water, but love the real fruit they add in to make it just right. Oh, really? Oh, that sounds nice. I think I might have to check it out. Kiefer, the ball jar is a layman's protein shaker. Yeah, we got a bunch of these. And then I also have other ones that I've used for happy hour. It's like powder. There's powder everywhere. Sorry. And they are a set that I got. I think, yeah, I got it or my wife got it as a gift. They're made to look like ball jars, but they're not. They're like they're Pioneer Woman brand. So we got some of those too, but they're about the same. They're about the same size, and we don't actually do any canning in our house. So yeah, I guess we got it for the look. There was a time where we thought about it. Yeah, that chunk is still here. It's smaller, but I don't think it's going anywhere. I'm just gonna chew it. All right. Recycle on Wednesday says, I usually dissolve powder into liquid by making a slurry with a small amount of liquid first and then dissolving that into the full amount of water. But this drink sounds looks quite unappetizing. Yeah, it's actually pretty tasty. I like it. I'll say for flavor wise and texture wise, aside from the little nuggets, which, yeah, normally when I do it, I would do something kind of like that too. Put a little bit in, put a little liquid in. But the way that I kind of do like the unboxing for happy hour, I make it a little bit different. But I usually like to put the powder in first, and then as I'm pouring the water in there, I'll make sure that I'm like, pouring some in, swishing it around a little bit, filling it up, and then I'll put a lid on and shake it hard. So that's kind of how I do it, kind of the same thing. I don't quite go to like the slurry. It's not like I'm making like a cornstarch slurry, like I'm not cooking with it, but I definitely know what you mean, and that would probably work and probably solve this little nugget problem that I have. But trying to think, what was the other chocolate shake that I recently? Oh, when I do OWYN, the only what you need, that one, the plant protein. This protein is from soy, and it says on the thing, suitable for vegetarians. So this is soy protein isolate, maltodextrin, fructose, natural flavor, reduced fat cocoa powder, and sucralose. The only what you need protein has, I believe it's pea protein and soy, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, is it not soy? I'm not sure, but that one ends up being tastier, but a little bit chalkier. This one has definitely a better chocolate flavor because I think there's reduced fat cocoa powder in it. There's actual like chocolate in it, so I feel like this is probably the best tasting chocolate that I've had, and I feel like once I can hammer out this consistency issue or like the chunks, the consistency I think will be good too. Because a lot of times with the chocolate shakes, or a lot of the chocolate drink or like the protein shakes, I just slam it. I just drink it as fast as possible because I feel like if you let it sit for like more than a minute, then it ends up like it settles at the bottom, and so you got like wet sand. I just don't like that either. But if I ever do get like kind of the wet sand, then I take it as an opportunity to drink more, like then I'll put more water in it, so I'm hydrating some more. All right. Leisure Chung says the Science and Sport Rego gets 4.5 stars on Amazon from 360 reviews for flavor, value, sheerness, thickness. Looks great. Yeah, I mean, this is good. I like this one. So, like, I think the big deciding factor for me on this would be whether you want sugar in your like post-workout drink or not. That'd be like the main thing. Hey, can you help your sister? We put on an episode of Paw Patrol from the DVR, and now it's over. So maybe my daughter can help. But no. Oh, sorry, guys, I got to go take care of this. All right, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so my kids are so unused to using like a DVR that they don't know how it works. They know how like the Apple TV works, and they could do that, and they know how like their iPads work. But like the DVR, when you're done with an episode, it really wants you to buy go instead of ones that you recorded. It wants you to buy another video. So it's like, do you want to buy the next video in this series? And it's like, no, I don't want to watch. I don't want to pay $3 for season 2, episode 38 of Paw Patrol because we got 15 other ones recorded on the DVR. So that's why it's confusing to the kids. So just to get through that. I'm not a big fan of that Comcast DVR. All right. Witchcraft Lady says, hey there. First time went for a 12-kilometer run yesterday. All right. We got a distance PR today. Got a cab up for that. It was a lot of fun and even faster pace than the 10 kilometers. Weird. You're just getting stronger, Witchcraft Lady. Awesome. Remy says the Paw Patrol, it'll get you every time. You're not alone, Co. Yeah, you know what? If Paw Patrol my cable company, I think for Comcast or Xfinity, they don't like partner up with them. So like the Nick Jr. app is just a tease for us because we can't watch Paw Patrol episodes. If there were a way they could put Paw Patrol episodes on like the iPad's better, you know, it'd be easier to have the iPad babysit my children for me, but we don't. So like it's a little bit more of a challenge. Remy says, sounds like you need to switch to YouTube TV. I mean, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting rid of cable, but yeah, it's always complicated, right? Not really. Hank Aaron wants to know what happened to the cow that the bell was on. That bell, I think, is an antique. So my guess is the cow probably died about 50 or 60 years ago. So that would be my guess. It's an old rusty bell in my in-laws' garage from a cow. It was a cow's bell at some point. I think both my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, their farms, I think both of their farms, they raised cattle. I don't know if, I mean, these were family farms, you know, a couple generations ago. So they probably had some that were dairy cows and some that were, I don't know what you call the ones that are for beef, right? The other kind. So there's probably a mix of them. So I don't know which one it was from, but I'm guessing they kept the bell, you know, like when they sold the farm or whatever, as well as like a variety of other things, and then kind of distributed those kind of like keepsakes amongst the siblings. I guess these chunks, they're persistent. They have resolve. They are not going to dissolve. I'm just going to have to eat them, I think. Luis says, "Is it because of Paw Patrol that you guys have golden retrievers? Really? you had to get dogs or a dog because of that show? Oh man!" And it says the ones for beef are beef cows. Is that what they're really? I mean, I guess I should ask I can ask my in-laws. Not that I don't believe you, but seems kind of too easy. I don't know. All right, Stefan Wagner says, going to be a new dad at the end of May. Awesome. Do you have any running advice to a long-time runner but a new dad? My advice would be to nap when the baby naps. Sleep is going to be your biggest thing. So nap when the baby naps. That'd be my best advice. And then you'll figure out a time to fit in all that other stuff later. Be kind to yourself. You're going to be tired, and enjoy the time with the new baby. Congratulations. Ben Helm says, question you probably answered many times. How much better is Rego or another post-workout than just whey protein powder mix? I mean, I think that like different protein powder mixes, I think are going to kind of like connect with different people better, depending on the protein source. So like with whey protein, some people do or don't want the dairy product in their post-workout supplement. I think that I like the branched chain amino acids. I feel like I was responding really well to that noon it was a post product that had the branched chain amino acids in it. That one, I just my body would crave it. So that's usually a signal to me that like my body knows that there's good stuff in there that it likes. So I found myself craving that flavor and after a workout. Whether there's like a biological difference, I'm not sure. But for me, like part of it is, does it, a lot of it is kind of like, it's about the packaging, not literally the packaging, but like, does it give you GI issues? Is it something that you can kind of live with in terms of the form factor? How like powdery is it? How like chunky is it? Because ultimately, if you don't really enjoy the product to drink and you're not going to use it, it's a waste of money and you're not getting, what you need. So I don't know from like a dietitian's perspective, if there are differences. I think the main differences between the protein sources is to comport with people's different dietary needs. And I think that's the main thing for that. All right. Will Willing says, workout question. How would you do 30 seconds hill repeats at mile pace? Would you get a run at the hill instead of a standing start? Yeah, I mean, 30-second hill repeats at mile pace. That's a long hill repeat. That's a long time to be doing mile pace, I think. But I mean, I guess strides I usually do 15, 20 seconds, and then my 200s usually come in at like 40-ish seconds for when I'm doing 200. So 30 is a good number for hill repeats. Yeah, I would kind of like, not like, you ever see like on the track, when people are, if they're jogging for their recovery and then they're about to get to the line, they got their watch and then they kind of like pick up the pace for like 2 or 3 paces and then hit the line. I would kind of do like a rolling start for that. I also don't think it makes a big difference. The point of the workout is not like the first couple of strides. The point of the workout is like the important part of that workout is seconds 20 through 30, and then getting that incline work. So that's the thing that I would worry about. The rest, not a huge deal, I think. Kevin Castro says, "Hey, Co, how does the Metaspeed Sky fit compared to the Meta Racer and the Nova Blast?" The Nova Blast is giant. I feel like that shoe might have been like a half size too big. I just felt like there was a lot of room in there unnecessarily. I felt like it was wide in the toe box, which is nice, but also a little bit long. And I felt like maybe it was just those super thin laces. I felt like I had to really cinch it down to get it to fit. And my pet peeve, I hate it when like the two sides of the shoe like come over and like touch covering the tongue. And I felt like the Nova Blast for me was getting pretty close to that. I felt like the main part of that, I think that was wrong, is not so much the sizing of it. I think it was just that material. I didn't like that material in the upper of the Nova Blast that much. So that was a big roomy one. The Meta Racer I felt fit like a glove. I love the way it fit. I love that material in the upper. It felt really nice. The Metaspeed Sky fits similarly, but that material, it's a little bit more like coarse. So it's not as soft. It's lighter. It's more breathable. So I feel like it's more functional from a race perspective, but it's not as comfortable as the Meta Racer upper. I love that Meta Racer upper. I still kind of would like a Meta Racer upper on just a full fat, like stick thickness, like stack height shoe, because I just really do enjoy the upper on the Meta Racer quite a bit. The Metaspeed Sky just feels like, I feel like it'd be the difference in terms of like, if you want to equate it to like race cars, like an F1 race car and then like a 24 of Le Mans race car. Both of them are racer fits, but one racer fit is designed a little bit more for comfort than others. So. All right. And it says, "Mike, the chat on today's video seemed fairly sensible. I thought the intro was good. If you don't want to wear a mask, don't watch a video about wearing a mask." Yeah, thank you. I looked at it briefly. I was trying to stay away from it today because I was like, "Ugh, this is gonna," I was like, yeah. Mentally, I don't know if it was a great time for me to make this video, but I felt like it was kind of a good time to make the video. But so I was just kind of staying away from it, but it didn't look like it was too nasty in there. But yeah, I hope that by by putting it out that way, like, it's totally cool. I disagree, but that video is not about like trying to convince people to wear a mask. I'm not going to be able to convince anybody that doesn't want to wear one to wear one. But there's people that are asking, like you guys have been asking, every once in a while about like what was I wearing in a certain video in the day. Those are the ones that I was wearing. So I just trade notes. The whole kind of concept of the channel is I'm that dude in your running group that happens to have tried the thing that you were just looking at on the internet the other day. So, that's kind of where I'm at. Okay. Justin May says, my A, B, and C races all got canceled for the weekend. Whoa. Now I'm on to race D. Adidas Adizero Pro or stick to the OG Next Present? I like both of those. I don't think there's a wrong answer between those two. Because I feel like between those two, you can race everything from like road 5K, probably even shorter distances too, all the way up to the marathon. So like, I think those are, because I don't know what race distance you're looking at, Justin, but I like both of them. I prefer the Adios Pro just a little bit to the Next Percent, but yeah, just because a big part of that is the fit of the upper. I think that Adidas makes a great racing upper. But I like that Light Strike Pro foam. So that's kind of where I'm leaning on that one. But I think a lot of that's going to come down to preference. Remy wants to know, which is the comfort between the F1 and Le Mans? I think that the F1 would not be a comfort. I feel like that one, like you're strapped onto a rocket. Le Mans, you're supposed to be driving for like several hours of a shift. So I feel like there's got to be a little bit more comfort in there. Maybe that's not the best way to put it. But it's not so much of a difference between like an F1 car and like, going on like a grand touring type of, multi-stage race. But maybe that's closer. Sorry. Mark Chenko says, I was kind of hoping you'd have some of the big brands of today's video, Under Armour, Asics, Adidas, etc. I thought about doing that too, but like normally I try not to run into like, unless I'm doing a video about that shoe that day, I usually try not to have like logos on when I'm running. So it's just not something that appealed to me too much. One of the things that I know, well, not that I know, but that I've seen that's very popular is the Under Armour one. And I've heard a lot of like coaches talk about how their athletes all tend to like at the high school and college level, tend to like the Under Armour one. But it's pretty terrible when it gets wet. And when I look at that, when I've seen other people running around here in Chicago with it, and it seems to be very thick. And it reminds me a lot of the one that I like from Stark's Vacuum. But it's also kind of it's pleated and stuff too. So like I was like, that's interesting, but yeah, I've seen people running in the Under Armour one and then the Asics one. I don't think I've seen anyone running in like ones from New Balance or Nike. Does Nike make masks? I'm not even sure. And I don't know if New Balance makes ones that are like meant for like public consumption in a running format. So, I mean, there are some other ones that I was thinking about including, but like, I mean, I'm hoping that like people can kind of like from the video see like, all right, here are some of like the characteristics that I like from different ones, and kind of go from there. But yeah, I mean, I thought about it. You're right though, Mark. I probably should have. Ian Gorley says, I thought the Science and Sport Rego had creatine in it. Reading my tub, there was no mention of creatine monohydrates. Yeah, I don't think that there was creatine in this. I don't see any in mine. So yeah, I don't think so. All right, Martha says, mask. I mentioned yesterday, but I got the Smart Wool mask, and it works great for her. Perfect fit, actually, on both sides, on both of us in the small to medium size, both her and Lev. Breathable, really nice fabric. Skinny ear loops that stay on. I do like the skinny ear loops. Smart Wool, huh? All right. I mean, I don't think I need to buy any more because I bought like a whole bunch for that video, and like, yeah, like. I mean, I don't like. I was buying them, and I'm like, it's not like these are going away anytime soon. I'm gonna still need them for a while, so I like wasn't worried about like throwing my money away. But I think I'm probably pretty good on masks for a while. Although we're at the point where like, oh, I've been wearing these things for a while. Maybe it's time to get rid of some of them. Yeah, I don't know. Or McGowan says, are you gonna pick up the Rebel V2s? Yes. I have to kind of like do an assessment though of the closet and see how like cramped things are. Everyone's getting them and reviewing them right now too. So like, usually if I can't get a shoe early, I try to get it right away and do a review quick. But like if I'm at that point and I'm about to do the review and all of a sudden like everyone's done it, then I usually like wait a little bit. So like I'm not sure. And it says, for work, I've been using disposable masks. Some places insist on using blue disposable ones as well. I think we're going to be stuck with these for a while yet. Yeah, unfortunately, I think so. I mean, I'd love it if like the world were in a position where we didn't need them, but I think we're going to need them. I think we're going to still see them on airplanes. I mean, I was just reading some stuff on Twitter just to kind of to get like a feeling for it. People are like, yeah, like even if they're not required, some people are saying that they're going to be wearing masks on airplane for a long time, and I'm like, I don't know if I'll do that, but I don't know if that's a bad idea. I mean, I always get sick whenever I travel. I always like attribute it to like just the general fatigue and being out of my normal environment, and then going to sleep like in a hotel where the air quality is very different. So I always kind of think of it's probably all those things, but maybe it's the tube that we're sitting in. I don't know. But I know that like for the wintertime, I was already, even before, like, before all this, in the wintertime, I was like, I like wearing my neck gaiter. I like wearing my buff in the winter when I'm running. I'm just going to wear it. Scarves don't really work that well for me, but neck gaiters I love. So I was just wearing mine all the time anyway in the winter. I'm going to keep doing that for a long time, I think. Louis says, you're not going to make a review of a Gucci mask or leave. They make masks? I didn't know that they did that. No, I'm intrigued. Danny J says, I was once told that if a candle can be blown out when held 3 to 4 inches away from the face, a mask is not acceptable. Does what the mask is, like Gator, Buff, etc., matter if it works to eliminate particle spread? Yeah, I mean, I think that, like, I've not heard that rule. But, you know, when I made the video for today, I was just talking about, like, here's things that will satisfy a rule. Like if you're at a race and they require a mask at the beginning and end, or like in my building where face coverings are required in public spaces or common areas, you know, that's kind of like what I was talking about. And if I'm concerned about particle spread, I wear the one that has a filter in it. So like, that's kind of like my approach to it. So all of those, I don't pay too much attention to it. Maybe I should, I probably should, but I would say that ultimately I would not worry so much about form as I would function. So like, you know, if you're like kind of like barometer or your metric is the candle being blown out thing, then I don't think it matters what it is, because like the air movement is the air movement. Now, a lot of the polyester blends, at least some of the early studies, there was that one Duke study that I don't know if people followed up on. The Duke study that seemed to suggest that polyester blends or some technical materials, which would probably be more likely to be used in a mask intended for running, may end up like increasing the number of particulates rather than preventing them, because maybe like the thread count or some sort of analogy like that is making the particles smaller, like splintering them rather than stopping them. So like, but like if you're able to prevent blowing out a candle at a certain amount of distance, that probably also means that there's multiple layers there that are, you know, compensating for material properties. So I think that's probably a decent general rule to go by, but you know, I'm not, that's not something that I normally check for. All right, let's see. Yeah, Martha says that she and Lev are going to continue wearing them on planes because we got spoiled by one thing last year, not getting a cold. That was nice. Yeah, I mean, normally I get like one bad cold a year, and I did get sick for a little while, but it was just like I had a couple of days where I just didn't feel great. I think I still kept running. I don't think I took any. I had to take any days off for running. The kids didn't get sick either, and then, but the other part of that is, you know, usually our family gets sick over the holidays when basically there's like that gauntlet between like Thanksgiving and like for us, like after New Year's. So we do like Thanksgiving weekend, then it's like Christmas season, like December. Then we go back to Iowa, and then we go to, you know, to the East Coast to see my family. And by the end of all that time, we're like completely out of our element, schedule wise, routine, and just exhausted. And so like, you know, that could be part of it too. And we didn't do a lot of that stuff. So that could be part of it too. But like, you know, yeah, not getting sick. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about like, oh, hey, a lot of the stuff that we normally deal with in the winters, we didn't deal with. So I think, you know, there's something to go with on that. All right. Lucas says, I run along some fast, busy roads, and I realize another benefit of masks are for keeping all the automobile particulate matter from entering my lungs. That could be good too. It could definitely be good. Yeah. Oren says, is it okay to run with a cold? I mean, I think it depends. You know, there's a certain point where running with the cold is going to affect your workouts if you let it prolong itself, you know? So like, I think it kind of depends. Once you're like starting to kick it, then maybe, but like, you know, when you're in like the deepest part of the cold, I think, you know, sometimes your body needs you to get that rest and spend that energy on fighting whatever cold you have. So, yeah. All right. Remy says, work conferences are coming back and I'll 100% be wearing a mask too, and at the convention center. Definitely that high-tech razor mask though. Yeah. That'll be interesting to see like the next like big marathon expo that I go to. You know, hopefully that'll be at Chicago. Like, are people going to be like wearing masks at the marathon expo? And if people are other people going to heckle them for wearing masks? I don't know. This is pretty good. I do like the Rego, but there's something about it that just tastes like a hint of like fruitiness to it. I don't know if it's the sugar or the sucralose or something about it. Just has like a almost like there's a sugariness to it. I don't know. All right. Sergey Zam says, are you potentially looking into doing ultra races? Yeah. I mean, I got to figure out some schedules. I was going to do, I'm thinking I'd like to do a 100K. I'd like to do a 50K. And I'd also like to do a 100K for 100 subscribers. I was looking at the math. I don't think 100 subscribers is going to happen in 2021. So we'll have to see about that. So that might not be this year. But I'm thinking, I don't know what we're going to be doing exactly this summer, but maybe this summer I can look. I think that I should be able to find a 50K that I can get into somewhere. Update on Chicago. So for the city of Chicago, vaccine eligibility to all adults, which would then include me, starts on the 19th. But on Monday, which I think is like the 12th, the state of Illinois opens up eligibility to everyone over 16. And the difference is that like the federal government essentially treats Chicago like its own state in terms of distributing directly to Chicago. Chicago doesn't get its vaccines from the state of Illinois. They get it directly from the federal government. And so they are on slightly different time schedules. But I saw something today saying that like, it's okay if you live in the city to go to a county. So like if I live in the city of Chicago, which is Cook County, but like if I go to like Cook County, but not in the city of Chicago to get a shot, that's okay to sign up for that. I think that's true. So that's what I saw today. One of the PBS reporters tweeted that out today. So I'm going to check in on that because if I can try and start getting an appointment on Monday, that gets the ball rolling. And then that once I kind of have that in line, then I'll start to be able to feel more confident in trying to find maybe a 50K over the summer. I think I'd like to do that before I start really getting into marathon training for the fall. So I think that's kind of where I'm leading towards so far. Lucas H says, I just realized I didn't get sick the entire year either. Yeah, I mean, that could mean masks. It could just be because like we all spend a lot less time around other people. It could be both. And Martha says, I think at this point, masking crowds and close spaces are to minimize viral load and droplets. That can be the difference between getting sick or not and getting mildly sick or severely sick. Yeah. So, I mean, the crowds and close spaces are something that I'm still really uncomfortable with. But hopefully it's something that we will not have to worry about soon. But, until then, we'll have to worry about it, I guess. All right. Affluent Journeys just got some Salomon Ultra 3s. Nice. Very cool. And Mark Salzman's here. Says, sorry I'm late, but he got a Whole Foods delivery. And he got cranberry kombucha for happy hour. Cheers. Well, cheers to that, Mark. That sounds delicious. Or McGowan wants to know, when was your last injury and what was it? I had a runner's knee or patellar tendonitis. Self-diagnosed patellar tendonitis. That's what I think it was. That started like in the end of the summer. I think I probably was battling it for a total of about 3 months from like the real beginning of symptoms when I was like in denial and I'm like, I can run through this, to like, I can pretty much run on it, but every once in a while it still bothers me. I think the whole thing probably took me about 3 months to really get back into it. I can tell because I looked at my stats on, I was looking in the Stride Power Center and looking at my stats there yesterday, and there was like a quick button to look at my mileage on a month basis over the last 12 months rolling. And like, there was like a little dip right around that time. I'm like, that was the knee. So that's why I think it was about 3 months. And Mark also wants to know, so who has used the Saucony Ride 13 when Toe talked about heel stability, had to order them? Yeah, so hopefully some of you guys have tried it too. It's a pretty popular shoe. I did buy the pair of Ride 13s for my wife, but I'm pretty sure she left them in Iowa when we came back here. What is she walking in now? I'm trying to think of what she's in now. Oh, you know what she's been? she's been doing a lot of walking because she and her sister and her mom are doing like a it's like Sesame Street something. It's like a walking challenge. She's been walking in the Merrells, the hiking shoes that I bought. We all have matching ones. We all have the same model in the family. Yeah, so she's been walking in that, and she left the Ride 13s back in Iowa. I was like, you're gonna love these. They're so soft. They're great. You could just walk in. You'll be able to walk, jog in them forever. And she put them on. She's like, these are pretty firm. And I was like, what? Okay. So yeah, my streak of not being able to find the right shoe for my wife continues. All right. Yeah, and Jeff Elliott says, not being around people who feel like they have to go to work or school when they're sick as well. That also definitely is part of it. And Martha says, you guys, that's why the flu plummeted last year, because all of us protecting ourselves in multiple ways. They're having more trouble than usual formulating the flu vaccine because of this. That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine if they were like, yeah, we got rid of flu. We got this COVID now, but like flu's gone because we were able to get rid of it in just a year. I mean, that'd be that'd be amazing. I mean, I wouldn't trade that, but that's not the trade that I would pick, but that'd be kind of cool. I don't think that's going to happen though. The flu is pernicious, it seems. All right. Yeah, Danny J says that loves the Ride 13. He's going to pick up the 14 for sure. Just ran in them yesterday after using the Clifton 7 for a while. Realized how much more I like the Ride. They're actually a bit firm and I like it. Yeah. After she said that, I was like, you're all right. That is kind of a firm ride, but it's like, good though in a way, isn't it? And she's like, no, you kept saying it was gonna be soft, and this isn't soft. And Brendan Cam says he likes the 13. He says it was a beauty. Awesome. Good to see you, Brendan. Oren said that he ruptured the patellar tendon last summer. Oh, ruptured. It takes 6 weeks completely off and has never been the same since, but it's proving again and growing. Doesn't help it because it's being pulled. Oh yeah, that's got to be tough. I didn't know that you had that last summer. Oh man, that's got to be really painful. But stick with it. And yeah, I mean, I know it's got to be painful and frustrating because like growing probably is delaying the recovery. But on the other hand, you're growing, so that's always a good thing too. So there's a plus to it. Ian says, I had a day off running after my first jab, but thereafter I lost 2 minutes per mile pace and muscle stiffness. Has anyone suffered from having their first jab? I haven't really heard too much about that. That's interesting. Well, hopefully it's just temporary. And then once your body kind of like, can bounce back from the stimulus of having that shot, that you'll be back to normal. I suspect that it'll probably be back to normal soon. Yeah. Raymond Pierce wants to know, will there be a Vaporfly 4? I love the Vaporfly 3 and have a couple of new pair in the closet. So, which one are you calling the Vaporfly 3? Are you talking about the Zoomfly, Raymond? Let me know. Because I don't know if they're making any more like 4%. They're making more next percents, but I don't know if they're making any more 4%. But as far as Zoomflies, I thought there's more Zoomflies coming this year. I think they're bringing it back because they didn't have a Zoomfly last year. They went with the Tempo Next. But I thought I saw something where they're bringing, it's got like a giant foot cage. It's like if Adidas tried to make like a Nike Zoom shoe. It kind of looks like that. Kind of looks like a Ultra Boost type of foot cage around the Zoomfly. I'm not sure if I'm that interested in the Zoomfly, but I think that's what you're talking about, Raymond. But let me know if I got that mixed up. All right, Mark Salzman says, Mike, when I run, my left foot and knee kind of hook in. Should I try to correct it or keep it natural? I mean, I would say I would try and figure out why your left foot and knee are doing that. I mean, because just trying to be all right, make it line up is one thing. But it's something that I think about with my right foot. And for a while I was like, all right, well, my right foot kind of kinks out a little bit. So I'm just going to try and run straight. So my feet are hitting like this and not more like this, which is kind of how my feet tend to hit. But I find that it's very easy to kind of lose your train of thought on that. And it tends to not work in my mind. And so I think that also kind of is what led to my it wasn't the foot strike, but the thing that was causing my awkward foot strike, which I still do kind of have to an extent, is also what led to my patellar tendonitis. I think I had some muscle imbalances that had developed over time. And so strengthening that, I think, helped that a little bit, but also made it so that that the foot strike wasn't as much of a problem. Now I'm continuing to investigate it further. And one of the things that I'm realizing from doing a lot of the mobility work that I've been doing is that I think that one of my feet, my hips, like they're rotated, like the way that the femur sits in the socket. It isn't so that the feet are pointing forward, like the natural way that they want to kind of sit right now is they always want to like kind of kink out a little bit to the sides. And so that's something that I think about too. And so like when I'm doing some of my mobility work, I do it kind of like in both ways in terms of like how my feet naturally want to be, like when I'm doing like a squat. And then I also do one with my feet kind of like more pointed in like a forward direction. Not so much that I want to like completely eliminate any of like my body's own idiosyncrasies, but just to make sure that like I'm not perpetuating something that is suboptimal, but like, so making sure that I am getting range of motion so that the body can operate in a more optimal kind of way, if that's feasible for my body to do. So it's something that I'm kind of experimenting, playing around with a little bit, but I would think about doing some mobility and strength training to see if that kind of helps with that foot and ankle. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Ben Y says, it sounds like some strengthening of the chain, hips, knees, ankles would help. I mean, that's a much more succinct way of saying, I think we're on the same page, Ben Y. All right. Stevie says, co-hosting joining his dance moves. Yeah, that's how I dance. Awesome. Yeah. Dr. Funk 1216, and I think we'll probably end with this one today, says, what is a React Miler like? Is it like the Infinity Run? I don't know. I'm not running that one. Yeah, I don't think it's like the Infinity Run. I was hoping that it would feel like the Odyssey React because I really like that shoe. And I was really hoping, I like the Odyssey React 2 so much that I was hoping that when the Pegasus went to React foam, that it would feel like that. It didn't. And then with the Miler, the Miler never really appealed to me. I'm very confused by that shoe. I'll be right there, okay, hon? Just give me a minute. Another episode of Paw Patrol is over. That's really why I gotta go, guys. But so yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't run in it, but so I can't really answer it. One more that I want to go to before we go. Raymond Pierce did say he meant the Zoom Fly, so yeah, that's what we're talking about. There will be a Zoom Fly 4, I believe, this year. Mark wants to know that is it going to come with Zoom X? And Tony Macia says staying with React from what I've seen. I believe it's going to stay with React 2. Thick React midsole with a carbon fiber plate. I think it's what's going to happen with it. I'm not sure if I'm going to review that one this year. I'm on the fence. So we'll have to see. Maybe my mind will be changed. I think a lot of it's going to depend with how many other shoes I have kind of like in the queue when it comes out. Because I feel like if I got to cut some shoes, in terms of shoes that I don't get to this year, that one probably won't make the list. I think I'm not super excited about it. There's a lot of other stuff that Nike's doing that I'm much more excited about, but that one, I'm not positive on it. All right. I think that's a good place to leave it for today, guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Tomorrow's video, I think we'll see if I can get it done for today. I'm going to talk to you guys about that Janji stuff. You guys saw me unbox it the other day when it came in on mail time. I've been running in it for a little while, all the pieces. I'll tell you about which ones I like, which ones are not, I don't like as much, but tomorrow will be the Janji Spring 2021 video, I hope. And then we'll do another live stream, same time as today, 3 p.m. Yeah, 3 p.m. Central Time. Just want to make sure I didn't have anything else tomorrow. But yeah, we'll do another live stream 3 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. Hopefully I'll see you guys then. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.